Hello Year 2 agents, Agent Yates here back at HQ with probably one of my final video lessons for you. This one is all about Beegu that we read yesterday. Now I hope you can see why I absolutely love this story. I think it's an absolutely fantastic one. I think there's lots that you can take from it as well, and I wanted you to think about something specifically today to do with the emotions that we can see in the story. Now, the author doesn't actually tell us a lot of how people are feeling throughout the story, just tells us a lot about the actions, and the illustrations give us little clues. And this is a bit like what it's like when we're in our school playground. So it's a bit like a quiz here. I'm wondering if you can read how these people are feeling by the looks on their faces. So here's our first person. Let me put it a bit bigger for you. How do we think this child is feeling? It's a tricky one. We can see that their mouth is turned up a little bit at the sides. It's the beginning of a smile. And how about the boy in the background there? Maybe he's a little bit shocked. This is when Beegu first goes into the children's playground. And some children are very excited, some are shocked, some are running over. So these are fairly easy to tell how they feel. I think that first child's feeling pretty happy and the other one maybe a little bit surprised or shocked. How about these characters here? How do we think they're feeling? Again, I don't think they're too tricky to spot their emotions, particularly that child in the middle. And I know lots of children like that, but sometimes they get so excited you can see straight away how they're feeling. It looks like he's really giggling or smiling. How about the person in the sort of pinky hoodie there? How do you think they're feeling? Again, there's a bit of a smile on their face, but they're also covering half their face. And that's something that sometimes when someone has their hands on their face, like you might think, oh, they feel a bit tired or a bit sad or a bit upset. So maybe that child's feeling more than one thing at once in the playground. I've got another one for you here. And again, I think this is an easy one to spot how they're feeling. Sometimes we can know that somebody's upset just by looking at their face. This child here, sorry, it's a bit blurry. It's covering their eyes. This is the section in the story where Beegu is being taken out of the playground, thrown outside by the teacher, and the children run out to come and say goodbye to him. And this child seems to be covering their eyes, and they've got a little bit of a sad mouth there. And I think we can see quite easily that child's feeling a little bit upset. It's not always easy to tell, though, how someone's feeling. We wouldn't always know that somebody was feeling upset in exactly that way. I don't know if you noticed, but in the story, Beegu doesn't have a smile. He doesn't have a mouth at all. In fact, all we can see of Beegu's face is his three eyes. And sometimes we're able to see how he's feeling from those three eyes. Sometimes they sort of become lines when he's feeling a little bit upset or tired. But we can't always tell. He's not an easy person to read, Beegu. We don't know here whether, I mean, we can assume he's probably happy. He's spinning a hula hoop round on his ears. It looks like he's skipping, and the children around him are happy. And we know in the story that he's been looking for somewhere to find some friends. So we can infer that he's happy based on the fact that he's been looking for these friends and now here they are. But it's not easy to see on his face exactly how he's feeling. Is he feeling excited or embarrassed, apprehensive? Is he feeling overjoyed? Is he feeling a bit worried about something? It's really hard to tell. And do you know, that's just the same as our playground here at school. Sometimes you can see straight away how someone's feeling. You may be able to see a friend that's really upset because something's just happened. Maybe they had a fallout or they've fallen over and they've hurt themselves, and you can see they're upset on their face. You might be able to see somebody else really smiling and giggling, and we can assume that that person's feeling really happy. And then we have other friends that sometimes we just cannot tell how they are feeling. Sometimes they might look happy but actually be feeling worried about something or a little bit embarrassed. Others that look like they might be a bit sad and actually they're feeling quite content or having a deep think about something. It can be tricky to tell. I want you to think about this today in our mission. I've put some of those illustrations onto a worksheet for you, and I want you to try and write down how you think the characters are feeling, because we cannot know for certain. Even if somebody is really smiley or giggly, we know that actually that might just be something that they're showing on the outside and feeling something completely different on the inside. So put down what you think each character is feeling. There's no wrong answer here. Just use the clues from their face to tell you what you think they may be feeling. And then underneath each character, it then says, can you write down a way of making this person feel better or even better? So if they seem like they're having a really good time, what would you be able to do in our school playground to help them have an even better time? What might you be able to say to them? If they look like they're a bit upset about something, what could you do in our school playground to make them feel less upset? What could you do to try and help them feel happier or included? And if, like Beegu, it's tricky to tell how they're feeling, but maybe their actions are showing you something. So although their face might be saying one thing, their actions may be showing something completely different. How could you help that person? How could you find out more about how they're feeling? I want you to reflect on this, because as you move into Key Stage 2, it is really important that you are ambassadors in the playground. You're setting an example for the Key Stage 1 students, and that you look carefully to see if you can see anybody upset, and maybe think about how you can help them, and that as you start to develop even better friendships and relationships with the children in your class in Year 3, you might want to start to try and see how you can tell how someone's feeling, even if it's not obvious on their face. Have a think about that today. Good luck with this challenge. Tomorrow we're going to start to think about some playground rules and how we think we can be a brilliant friend to others, and how we might explain to someone like Beegu how you can be a good friend here at our school. So we might start reflecting on that as well. I hope you enjoyed this mission. I hope you've enjoyed the story so far this week. Over and out.